Yes, today I'm gonna talk about my personal view, and I'm gonna be doing more videos about this. But one of my videos today, this is my first video about my personal view, is why I don't believe in God. And one of the reasons I don't believe in God is a lot of it had to do with what happened to the Native Americans, how they got their land stolen and God didn't do nothing. And after 9/11, how the government stood up there and they tells us about these Arabs trying to use the Prophet Muhammad to justify jihadi, and how they use Jesus to justify white supremacists of stealing indigenous people lands around the world. Talk about like how they took the Western Hemisphere Native Americans, Native Alaska, Hawaii, the Aborigine land, the people up in Brazil, and like when you look at it right there, you say, okay, then these white people in America chatting about building a wall to keep the Mexicans out. But why hadn't God built a wall on the Atlantic Ocean that kept them out when they was coming over here stealing the land? But if Jesus Christ is the Son of God, what they said he was, which I don't believe so, then why did Jesus then provide economics in Europe where they could have had stayed in Europe instead of them coming to another continent stealing other people's shit? Because when you steal their land, you take their resources and they don't have nothing. And that's what the Europeans did. And after I came to acknowledge this, all this history, I don't see the world the same how I used to see it. Because you look at this right, is like, why did God allow the Native Americans to lose their land? Why did God allow the Aborigines in Australia, the people in New Zealand? Why did God allow people in South Africa to be conquered? I mean, because I believe Jesus Christ is a real guy. I don't believe he's the Son of God, but I do believe he is a white male. I mean, many black people in America want to say, oh, Jesus ain't white, he's black and all this, because no black person in America want to worship a white Jesus because of centuries of white supremacy, and I don't blame them. But if Africa would have met the same faith as the Western Hemisphere's Native Americans, like these indigenous people, I don't think no blacks probably want to worship no God. If the Western Hemisphere, if Africa would have if the blacks in Africa would have got put into reservations and the whites would have conquered, like would have made like Ghana, Ethiopia, South Africa, Liberia, Nigeria, all to white nation, and the blacks would have been in the reservation, I don't think no blacks on the earth want to worship a God if that would have happened over there in Africa. But I don't know why did this so-called creator allow indigenous people to have their land stolen. Because you see how they face mass discrimination. And see, me, for example, I believe God and the devil is one. I don't believe there is no two separate God. Because how can a good God allow something pure evil to perpetrate all these type of injustice, crimes, and suffering against people? It's like how the United States portrayed itself as the good guys, right? And America sit there, right? They sit there, they say, oh, we the good guys and we for human rights. And the United States and the U.S. government see what the police in this country do, how the police violate people's rights, civil rights, human rights, how the police make lies and do all these atrocities towards the civilian. And they said the government watching everybody, then the government know what these cops are doing towards American citizens. It's like how our government said we the good guys and we for peace, and our government makes secret deals with the enemy, like Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, all these countries who had human rights abuse, and our government shake hands with them, make secret backdoors deals with them, eat dinner with them, and it make you sick. How your government told we the good guys, and then you see a government secrecy dealing with the enemies who violate the human rights and dignity of their people. How right here in this country, how the police violate the rights of its civilian, and how the government sit there and allow this. They see what these cops are doing to American people. That's what I believe about a quote between God and the devil. I believe God and the devil is one, because there's no way in the world a good God who's a creator, who's pure loving, pure good, pure light, who love everybody, can allow some evil demon to manipulate the world and cause all this chaos. How do a God sit there? But these religious people, I think deep down they don't believe in God, but they have this 1% of hope, this God's going to come back and he's going to stop all this evil. But deep down, I don't believe the majority of them truly believe there's really a God. But I believe God and the devil is one, and I would never, and I believe God is the universe. I believe when we look in outer space and we see the universe, I believe that's God. I don't believe no God is some human being look like us and humans are the dominant. Because notice this about heaven. They always portray heaven as a predominant white and some blacks. And then how come we don't see Native Americans up? And why we don't see like Arabs, Hindus, people like from Asia, people like from New Zealand, the indigenous people, the people like Hawaii's, Native Alaskans, all the people. Are there dinosaurs in heaven? Do fish go to heaven? Do cats go to heaven? Do dogs go to heaven? Do bears, wolves? Do sharks go to heaven? Do octopus? Do all those sea creature and wildlife animals, birds and all that? Do all them go to heaven? Do all them got souls? And all that. I mean, that's what I'm talking about understanding, because they try to portray heaven as only as human, and humans is superior, because just because we more intelligent than any other species doesn't mean we are the only smart kid on the corner. That's how I feel. There could be life on other planets. I believe there's life on other planets. I believe NASA is hiding it. I don't believe there's rovers on Mars. I believe those rovers are on some secret base. I believe there's life on Mars and NASA covering it up, because why is it every time Russia sent a satellite to Mars, it got knocked out, but when the U.S. did it, or the U.S. said, oh yeah, we got pictures of Mars, we got rovers on Mars. No, the U.S. and Russia is like sisters. Whatever America do, Russia do. Whatever Russia do, America do. And I personally believe there's life on Mars and other planets, and I personally believe the U.S. government got Russia either paid off, or they making secret deals with Russia to keep quiet about life on other planets, because every time Russia sent a probe to Mars or either to the Martian moon, like Phobia, they probes always came up missing and knocked down. And I believe there is life on other planets, and I believe NASA is covering it up. I don't believe in no flat Earth. Why isn't no other countries had went in space? Between, we know China is now the new one. Why hadn't India put a man in space? Why hadn't Iran? Why hadn't Israel? Why hadn't Britain and France? Why hadn't Venezuela? Why hadn't Cuba? Why hadn't like Canada? Why hadn't Mexico? And none of these other countries didn't put no humans in space. Notice that Japan spent $1 billion, $1 trillion on robots, but they can't get a man in space. Unbelievable. But like my personal views, let's get back to the religion. But yeah, like the religion is right. It's like on religion is right. See, religion I see like Christian, Islam, Judaism, Hindus, Buddhists, all these other religions. I see them all as male-made ideology. I don't see these religions as nothing for God, but they got a lot of good. See, all these religion things have a lot of good things in there. Like it's a book of scholar, but it's no book of God. I'm an art Gnostic, and I was born as a Christian because my family is Christian, and over the years I became an art Gnostic. And see, like which I personally believe is right is. Like when it comes down like to religion is right, it's a male-made ideology, because all these religions have sexist in it, and that's another thing about it. Like you had they always portray God as a man, but God is not a man or a woman. It's an energy. It's the universe. And I don't believe in what do you know? I don't believe in no heaven and hell. This is what I believe in: life after death. I believe when we die, we can travel all the way back to the day we were born, and we either relive our same life again, like I'm living it right now, or we can relive it the same type of life, but in a more parallel world. And which is like they said, the people you love, you will see them on the other side. But this is what I believe: the people who you love, who have passed away when you was alive, you go when you see them again, you go back all the way back to the day you were born, and you actually see them again. I don't believe you don't see these people on no heaven like these religious people saying it. And because see what I believe is life after death is right. Is like, see, I ever believe there might not be no life after death. I believe this is the only life you got, and when you die, that's it. But it is life after death. I believe we go all the way back to the day we born. We live the same life, or we can live a different life. Let's say, for example, you're a doctor, you die. You go back to that same person's life. We live that life. You could become a cop or lawyer. That life you could be a dentist. That life you might be a drug dealer. Might be a homeless person. Might be a big time pimp. Might be a jailbird. Might be anything. And you might actually, the people you love, you saw, they might actually live longer, or they might actually die a little lesser. And see, from a religious standpoint, I didn't ask to be born on this earth. I don't know why I was put here. I didn't ask to be born as a male, as a black guy, or be born in America. I didn't ask to be born in the family I live in. I didn't ask to be born human. I don't know why I was put on this earth. I didn't ask to be here. And I don't know, do we truly control our destiny? Because I definitely didn't ask to be here. I don't know what was the purpose why I was put here. What is the purpose why other people put here? That's why I personally think we truly can't hate other people. We truly should not hate nobody, because nobody didn't ask to be born on this earth. Nobody didn't ask. No humans, no wildlife, no sea creatures, and none of that. And sometimes I believe we are living in a simulation. Sometimes I believe the world we live in is not real. Sometimes I believe this is all nothing but a giant stage. I mean, it's very rare. Like it's rare for me to say it, but it seems like it. It seems like sometimes the world might not be real. Like they talk about, oh, you go like the Christian religion, about you go to hell, you kill somebody, then okay, then do cats go to hell killing mice? Do a shark go to hell killing fishes? What about that? And these religious people talk about Satan control the world. If Satan control the world, then why is people going to jail then? Why can't they tell the police stop arresting people? Tell the DA to drop all the charges if Satan controlled the world and all these people doing all these crazy things and controlled by the devil. These religious people, they scared to confront the police. They scared to confront these government people like the CIA, FBI, or these people and some of these world foreign leaders and foreign intelligence agency about this Satan guy control the world. Like a couple years ago, I had the Jehovah's Witnesses knock on my door. This was on this is December 30th, 2011, and they were knocking on my door talking about the law and stuff. And I asked them about white supremacy, what the Bible say about that. The Bible, we don't say nothing about white supremacy, but they tend to be, they got everything good. They knocked on my door. They knocked on a few other doors in my apartment. A few other people answered too, and soon after they left, the circuits blew in my apartment. Not all my lights went out, but one room in my light had went out. I think, and a few other lights had went out in other people's apartments who had talked to the Jehovah's Witnesses. I think they brought some energy of bad luck or some shit. But it seemed like almost, I think everybody who had talked to them in my apartment, lights had mysteriously blew. And I remember the landlord came over that day, and he said the circuits had never blew like this, because he was in the upstairs hallway. A former tenant who actually got thrown out earlier that month, and he was fixing the circuit, but I think he had fixed the circuits to all the way back to January, because we was like 2 days away from January 1st, 2012. And I remember one time my mother, I think it was 97, 98, this like back in the late 90s, I think it was 97 or 98, one of those years. And my mother let those Jehovah's Witnesses people come to her house, and those Jehovah's Witnesses people said there was a guy came right in the house right behind them, and no guy wasn't there after they turned around or some shit like that. We don't know who that guy was, but we never saw the guy. Cause it was my family in the house, and they came in to visit, and they said there was a guy came right behind them when they came in the house. Cause my mother used to let the man talk to him about the lore and all that stuff, those Jehovah's Witnesses, and they said there was a guy came right in, and then nobody never saw that. The guy wasn't. They turned around. I think the guy was gone or some shit. They said a guy came in the house right behind them. Nobody didn't see that guy. It was something weird, paranormal about that. Because when I told the Jehovah's Witnesses people after my mom died about some paranormal shit, they look at me, think I'm fucking crazy, but they want me to believe in a fucking dude who died on the cross, a fucking dude resurrected from the dead, a dude who fucking flew. And boy, you talking about your paranormal experience, what you had with your kid, these motherfuckers think you crazy, but these motherfuckers want you to believe in some motherfucker who died on the cross, died for our sins and all that bullshit. Just like these goddamn Mormons. Like I was on the train a couple weeks, I think like last month, and two of these motherfuckers sit right across from me and shit. And I talked to them about Joseph Smith. They say, oh yeah, he saw God. You wasn't even fucking there when Joseph Smith allegedly saw an angel. This one dude word, they wasn't even said by multiple witnesses. One guy talking about he saw an angel, told him to worship this religion, and this Joseph Smith guy was either married, and then he started the Mormons and with the polygamy, and some of these women he was married to was either 12 years old. They wasn't even goddamn fucking there. And how is it rational fucking people believe this shit, believe in the Bible? They wasn't even there when this Jesus guy crucified. But you talk about some personal shit you had paranormal, they think you're crazy, but these motherfuckers want you to believe in some guy who died on the cross off a book, which nobody was even fucking there, which ain't no physical proof of any of this real. That's my personal view about religion. And that's all I gotta say.